Basta! Basta! Fonseca cannot be the coach of this team. Avete rotto! Where is management? Why aren't they making a decision to say it's enough? We need to save the season. Just like Roma did this morning with De Rossi. Putting Juric wasn't the best move either, but at least they took a decision. Why not do the same? We knew from the beginning that this was going to be a mistake, that Fonseca was not the coach for this team, and yesterday Milan gets humiliated on the pitch, and he gets destroyed in a post-match interview with Capello and Boban. They basically made fun of him. And then Ibra gets on, and he's even worse. What is going on? And then we hear that after the game, there was a meeting between Fonseca, Mokanda, Ibra, without Fonseca. Mokanda, Furlani, and Ibra, without Fonseca, to try and see what's happening. I hope they were talking about, let's get rid of him. I hope let's get rid of him. And yesterday, Capello, after the game, says, Coach, how come against a team like Liverpool that has two humongous center backs that can score some goals in corner kick situations, on palle inattive, you have a zone coverage and not a man-to-man coverage on these players? He starts by saying, or he wanted to say, this is what we worked on during the week. Capello doesn't even let him finish. He says, clearly, that's not what happened, because yes, on the first goal, you're all looking at Van Dijk, but Konate is all by himself. And on the second goal, well, Van Dijk scores the goal. So whatever you practiced didn't come to fruition. Like, it didn't work out. You did nothing correctly. And then he says, how come during the game, Leao didn't get serviced more? Why didn't we see palla al piede attacking the defenders? And he says, once again, this is how we prepared the game during the week. We wanted to utilize more the right-hand side and then switch the play to Leao so he can take advantage of his speed and the one-on-one situations to try and keep, or to try and take Liverpool off guard. What are you talking about? Yes, Pulisic scores a goal yesterday, but why not give your best player more of the ball? More of a chance to attack the defenders. That's what he's there for. That's why he uses his speed. Not saying that he had a great game, that it would have changed anything. That's not what I'm saying. But at least, what are you preparing during the week? It makes no sense. And then at Sport Italia, somebody asks him a question, because I think before the game he said that if they were going to win, he was going to bring pastel de natas. If I say it incorrectly, I apologize to all my Portuguese followers out there. But those little Portuguese dessert things to everybody to celebrate the win. And he turns around like a ham with a big smile and says, no pastel de natas this week. What? What are you talking about? Get him out. And then Boban says, you know, coach, maybe you shouldn't be using the 4-2-3-1. Why? Because Reinders is not a real number 4 to play in front of the defense, but he's not a real number 10 either. He's more of a number 8. He's an mezzala. Same thing with Loftus-Cheek. He's not a number 10. We see him too many times between the lines. Sometimes he loses the ball. Technically, he's not there to be a real number 10. And he's not a real number 4 to play in front of the defense. He is more of an 8 as well. So if you have two good mezzalas, why don't you use the 4-3-3? And he answers this stupid answer that, it's not about the modulo. It's how about you interpret the role. Guys, he doesn't have two number 4s to put in front of the defense. And Fofana is still out of form. Fofana right now not looking good. So what are you doing? Why don't you adapt? Why don't you change? Why don't you do something? And then Ibra comes on. And Ibra even with Boban. And Boban, Ibra starts saying, when the lion is not there, the little kitties, they play, they attack the team. But when he's here, things are going to change. And then he goes on by saying, even Boban doesn't understand the role that I have. He goes, I'm the boss. I'm the one that commands here. Everybody works for me. I'm the one that makes the decisions. And Boban's like, thank you for clearing that up. I hope you know your role. Now we know your role. And I hope things are going to change. Guys, what are we saying? What are we saying? What are they doing? And even after the game, apparently there was a meeting between Furlani, Maconda, and Ibra without Fonseca. They were discussing for about 45 minutes. I hope they were discussing firing his ass. That's what they needed to do. That's all that it is left to do. Fire him now. Do like what Roma did with De Rossi. Don't go get Juric, because that's not even as good as a decision that you can take. It's a horrible decision for Roma. But at least they did something. The team is not going anywhere with De Rossi. The team is not going anywhere with Fonseca. Go get something else. Go get somebody with experience that can make this team play. Go get Sarri. I don't care. Tuchel, Klopp. Spend some money. Go get a real coach. We are going to have the season that Napoli had last year when they made the mistake of going to get Garcia. Change him now. Change him now.